topics and opinions expressed on the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4WN Radio.
Welcome to my radio and TV show, Debi Changes Lives. I'm Debi, your certified holistic health coach. I revitalize people's lives by helping them identify the root causes of their health and mindset issues and create a custom, natural, holistic strategy to address them in the areas of mind, body, and soul. As a health coach, I'm not allowed to say that I heal, treat, cure, prevent, or diagnose any diseases. I can certainly make your body more efficient by reducing symptoms. You'll feel better, be more productive, and enjoy life more. Not many people have released 70 pounds, had a health and mindset transformation, and kept trim and fit for over a decade. I have, and I have staying power, and it's been over 12 years. I even became a half marathon runner at the age of 51, when I never ran from childhood to adulthood due to foot pain. And I actually have done 9 half marathons so far. Mindset is the key to lasting change. As a certified holistic health coach, I do revitalize people's lives in many different areas of health and mindset. I guide you to clean, toxic-free foods and high-quality essential nutrients. My coaching is for optimizing health, whatever that would be, releasing weight efficiently when needed, and enhancing your mindset. With my clients, I help them recognize that their thoughts, feelings, and emotions drive their actions and results. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. That's why it's crucial to have a positive mindset in life. It's also imperative to release those low vibrational emotions like fear, frustration, and doubt, because all it's going to do is slow you down and get you stuck physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Like a hot air balloon that has ballasts, I help my clients release those emotional ballasts and baggage so they can uplift to a happier, healthier, better life. In turn, they are releasing their stress, they're getting healthier, and they're reshaping their core beliefs. You'll see and feel the differences with my coaching. Ask me about them. Set up a complimentary consultation at Debi Changes Lives. That's DebiChangesLives, as in victory, ES.com/linktree, LINKTREE. And I'll guide you to that better, happier, healthier life with custom, natural, holistic solutions unique to you in the areas of mind, body, and soul. Today, I am thrilled to have back Dagmar Fleming. She is a quantum success mentor and the founder of Unlock Your Success. Dagmar is a transformational speaker, 3-time best-selling author. She is a quantum success mentor and the creator of the Triple Quantum Reset, a breakthrough modality that helps leaders clear their subconscious blocks and achieve their soul-aligned success. Obviously, she is the founder of Unlock the Success Company, as well as mentorship programs for high achievers ready to break through their limitation and scale with ease. Dagmar also leads the Athena Circle, a global community of women committed to spiritual, professional, and energetic expansion. Recently, she's a recipient of the Outstanding Leadership Award from the Los Angeles Tribune. We'll be discussing why your life feels like Groundhog Day and how to break the pattern. So let's welcome Dagmar Fleming, Quantum Success Mentor and the founder of Unlock Your Success. Dagmar, welcome to my show.
Hello, Debi. Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy you can make it. This is going to be fun.
I can't wait.
Okay. So let's start off with why are so many people feel like they keep on repeating the same pattern in life, in relationships, and even business?
Well, Debbie, how many times we woke up in the morning thinking, oh my goodness, my life today feels like yesterday and the day before. It just feels as if we are trying to move forward to expand our vision for what we want, but something is pulling us back to the way things were. And this is why I jokingly say it feels like we are looping, like we are a main star of the Groundhog Day movie. So what's really going on? It, a lot of times we don't realize how much baggage from the past we are dragging forward. In fact, our past tends to control everything we're doing in this moment and what we are projecting even into the days to come. So, it's as if we have a horse cart, we strapped a horse to one end and we're saying go as fast as you can, while there's another horse on the other end saying no, remember what we did or what we didn't do, remember how it felt. So essentially what's happening, our emotional patterns from the experiences we've had in this lifetime are holding us hostage. And when we have an opportunity to do something different, the brain says, this is not safe. Remember what happened to you last time when you were trying to speak and everybody laughed at you in kindergarten? And
Yes.
now you are in the boardroom and you're going to say something?
Mhm.
So what ends up happening, we are unconsciously recreating the painful experiences, most of them from childhood, in our current life. And no wonder we end up taking two steps forward and then a one step back, like that song,
But
Spanish
Jojo,
song, un pasito adelante, un pasito atrás, meaning a little bit forward, a little bit back.
it's kind of like the cha-cha, yeah. It's pretty much, that fear center of ours. It activates the sympathetic nervous system when all of a sudden something goes bloop on the radar, and people just get stuck, or they pause, and that's why I teach people to pay attention to when this is happening, and take a deep breath, and realize it's just something that you need to, you know, just go forward, because it's not going to hurt you. So
Exactly.
that's
And
what
you're mentioning something interesting. A lot of times we undermine how big the body is and what role it plays in our ability to expand our goals, to manifest more money.
Mhm.
I think it was Joe Dispenza who broke it down and literally told us that the hormones of stress that we're used to, like cortisol and adrenaline, that we exude when and release when there is a stress situation, they're actually addictive. So when we program our body for stress response, even if you're ready to step out of the fear, the body remembers.
Yes.
And that's precisely what led me to develop my modality called the triple quantum reset, where we understand that to shift your mind around sudden fear, maybe you have fear of public speaking or fear of closing sales. Uh, a lot of times, the mind itself is not the only problem, because the real core of why we can't step forward is sitting deeply in our biology and in our energetics.
Yes. And one thing that I've learned from Joe Dispenza is that your emotions are like messengers. They're telling you something. And, all of a sudden you get upset about something, or you are all of a sudden holding your breath because you're waiting for something to drop. That's a message to you to pay attention to that moment and be more proactive than reactive. because you're going to get a lot further when you're proactive. And if you kind of mentally know what's going on, you can recognize when you get in those situations and be proactive rather than reactive and get upset about it.
Absolutely. And you're hinting out on something really important, the emotional side of a block. So when I received this understanding through claircognizance, which was just the sudden understanding, sudden knowledge that came from intuitive wisdom, I saw how a lot of our patterns that we repeat on a loop are locked into a very strong emotional response. When we go through life, if you notice, you remember mostly heavily charged experiences. Now, they can be positively charged, like the first time a boy kissed you. You may have been 4 or 5 years old. You still remember who was your first boyfriend, right? Yeah. That's a positively intense charge that remains in your memory. The problem is with these negative experiences. Maybe in kindergarten, you were singing a song and all the kids were laughing at you. That fear of being, on the display and being judged, the shame and guilt that you felt, all of that is such a strong emotion that it locked in. And your body now is replaying that energy anytime you have an opportunity to grab a mic or share opinion that's contrary to everybody else. So when we try to move forward, we absolutely have to look at the conscious understanding of what happened, subconscious level that says, I'm not good enough, I shouldn't be putting myself out there, and then down to the level of the energy that it was so profound at the time of the experience that is holding us literally imprisoned to what happened decades ago.
Yeah, and I was talking about low vibrational energy earlier that slows you down. It's kind of like, it is like balances. If you have too many balances, you're going to sink. Or if I'm a scuba diver, if you put too many weights on your belt, it's going to make you sink. And I prefer to, keep my buoyancy with my breath. I love it. Up and down, all the way around. And, I just enjoy scuba diving. So in life, you need to uplift yourself and try to be more in the high vibrational emotions, because it's going to bring you so much more joy. And, there's a lot of people out there these days that are just, down there, sunken, because they're going through so much. So.
Absolutely. And, when we are facing an opportunity to do something different, it's natural that those lower vibrations that you're talking about will show up. The predominant one is fear. Mm-hmm. But to me, I always look at fear as a positive emotion, because if you're in a situation of actual danger, you're in a lake, you're drowning, you don't know how to swim. Okay, the fear then is substantiated. But if you have an opportunity to do something in your business, maybe set up a summit, maybe like you start a podcast, if the fear shows up, that is a messenger of change. It's telling you that you're expanding, that you're about to do something awesome, but it is outside of your relatable experience. Because our brain, most people don't realize, has only capacity to look at the stored data, process it, and come up with a solution based on what's already been experienced. In other words, if you've never been on a podcast, if you've never had a podcast, the brain looks at all the data stored in your memories and says, there is no file for a podcast. That means it's dangerous. And we pull away from an opportunity because there is no data to draw upon. What if in this moment we say, okay, fear is telling me I'm doing something new. I'm gonna lean in. I'm going to explore it because the unknown is not dangerous. It's simply something that you don't have any data points on.
Okay.
So you can't guarantee you will fail. You can't guarantee that you will succeed. There is only an experience. Are you willing to experience your life in a new way and choose? It's like going to a grocery store and saying, I've always had vanilla ice cream, so I can only eat vanilla ice cream for the rest of my life because that's the only data point of reference that I have. Well, who wants to eat vanilla ice cream for the rest of your life? I know I don't.
No, that's why it's called vanilla in the first place. Anyways.
Well, I never liked vanilla ice cream. Actually, now at my mature age, I'm rediscovering the flavor. And that's the whole point of evolution. When we give ourselves an opportunity to explore something new, there are parts of your personality that you have never even discovered simply because you were avoiding life by avoiding unknown experiences. And to everyone's credit, the brain, unfortunately, is still stuck in the cave times.
Yeah.
Our limbic system, in particular amygdala, is constantly scanning for danger, as if there was an elephant coming out of the bushes, or a tiger or panther coming to launch at us. And we're still stuck in the operating system from thousands of years ago that says everything unknown is dangerous. So now we react to possibility of writing an article the way we would react if somebody says, let's go and hunt a bison. I don't think they are equally dangerous. I think you will not die if you pick up a pen and write an article and see where it takes you.
Yeah. People are stuck with uncertainty. And in life, there's really no uncertainty. So if you want to grow and learn and expand, step out of that little box that you're in and do something different and see what happens. It doesn't really matter whether you fail, because you can, learn from those experiences. And it's not really a failure, it's a learning moment.
Absolutely. In fact, failure should be erased from everyone's vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, when you were just born, a toddler, you're trying to walk, you're falling more times than you can keep yourself up. Mm-hmm. And yet, when we look at 7 billion of humans on this planet, somehow, despite what we could say failures of standing up over and over again, everyone is walking. So that should tell us right away that it is completely normal to try something. For it not to work out, try it again differently. This is why jokingly I say that my definition of an expert is the master failure, because you failed so many times that you mastered what not to do to keep yourself standing. So why not try?
Yeah, well, I talk about it as you're creating a new prototype for yourself. And you may be like an artist who's putting clay on it, and then sculpting whatever you need to do. And sometimes, it doesn't come out exactly what you want. So you're like, okay, I'm just going to do something new. But you are creating a new prototype of yourself, and you're testing it out, and you're going to see what's going to happen. And it can be fantastic because there's so many possibilities out there that people don't really realize because they don't even try.
Exactly. We end up sabotaging ourselves so many times. So I invite our audience to tune into their body and bring up to your mind an opportunity that's maybe coming your way. It may be something that you've been thinking about for a while, but had hesitation or some kind of uncertainty. First, check with your body. How does it feel when you think about this brand new big opportunity? Is it making you feel nervous? Is there a squeeze in the stomach? Is there a little bit of dizziness or just fear showing up? That is communicating to you that you are holding on to something that happened in the past and projecting it onto this new opportunity. So once we have awareness that there is a response, you can ask yourself a question, am I really in danger? There's this beautiful quote from Will Smith in After Earth movie, which I watch over and over again, where he coaches his son on difference between fear and danger. And he even says danger can be clear and present. And of course, I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
But fear is imaginary. So the body does not understand the difference between danger and fear. It just throws everything into one bucket. But it is up to you to take a step back and say, well, am I really in danger? If I write this article, and maybe it's my first one, so people might not like it, is it really the end of the world?
No.
Is my house collapsing? Am I losing my job? Am I living on a street? If all the answers are no, 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 then that means you're actually safe to try it. And if the first one didn't come out great, don't worry, you've got 1,000 more to go. So just relax and know that the body is stuck in the past. So be gentle on yourself, acknowledge the emotions that are rising, but don't be the prisoner of the emotion that is surfacing.
Very much so. I mean, it's so true. And a lot of people just need to recognize the signals and signs and pay attention to what's going on, like I said at the beginning.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much will help them so they can just be more productive and be able to get through things and also react in a positive way, and that they can actually, do other things, and they'll have light bulb moments. It's like, whoa, okay, I'm going to do this instead, that type of thing. So these emotional experience, as you said in the beginning, they are past experiences that we are reliving. And some people don't really realize they've hidden these emotions experience back in their subconscious mind, and they don't really realize that it's there, but it does come up every once in a while, and they don't really know why. I know you explained some of this, but is there any other way how this can happen?
Well, the pattern usually gets triggered because we come near it. So I explain it to my clients as, for example, our ability to attract and hold money. Okay. A lot of times, if you get a raise, if you're a professional, or you're an entrepreneur and suddenly you got an influx of additional 3, 4, or 5 clients, the first reaction is euphoria. But then your system registers change. And remember, your brain does not like change. It likes to operate on the same track over and over again. So even if you are miserable, there's already highway called Miss Misery, and it's really wide. It's got 6 lanes. And now you come in and you're like, no, I am Miss Magnificent. But that's just a little path, like a dirt road, in the middle of a field.
With gravel and things like that.
Yeah. And so your brain looks at this and says, well, we've got the dirt path, or we could go on this highway that's so optimized. It's like so pure, so clean. Let's just throw resources at Ms. Misery back again. Mm-hmm. So when I work with my clients, we literally have to work with multiple levels at once. This is why my modality is called triple quantum reset. We start at the conscious level where you start to think that you want something new. But then before we clear the subconscious mind, we have to build the new highway. And to do that, we first release emotions of anger, shame, guilt, sadness, lust, apathy that were attached to the original experience that left you disempowered. And now the subconscious mind, no longer attached to being hurt or being ashamed, is asking, what do we do now? That's when we come in and say, hey, that old path that you used to have, let's just throw weeds on it, like forget it existed. We're going to build you a new highway. And we start sending your emotional reaction towards the expanded version of you instead of the one that kept saying, I know it's miserable, but it's comfortable. We've been driving on this road for decades. Let's just keep going, right? And we say, no, 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 no. That is done deal. We're going to build the new highway for you. And by constantly bringing your consciousness to the expanded version of you, we gently take you out of the old way of being, and you suddenly feel unstoppable because all of that emotions and hurts and wounds from the past no longer resonate within you. It's just like a movie that you used to watch over and over again until you're one day, I'm done. I'm like, I'm going to burn the tape. I'm going to throw the TV out. I am creating a brand new movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone has a movie reel, that they can create, a completely different version of themselves. And yeah, those emotions get to people, and it is based on the past, like you said. And I love your idea of expanding the highway. So you're taking a detour to this area where it's going to paradise, so to speak. And that's a great metaphor. I'm really into metaphors with people.
And it can be very easy. Here's a quick exercise that we can recommend to our audience.
Okay.
Let's say you're used to thinking, I'm not good at. I mean, how many of you ever said this to yourself? My favorite is, I'm not good at accounting, which, by the way, a side note, I got myself the Accounting for Dummies, that was my level.
No problem.
Consumed the book. It turned out to be so good, I caught my tax accountant putting money in the laundry. So I had to call him and say, are you saying that I'm doing money laundering? And he said, no, that's an actual laundry because that's for cleaning business. I put you in the wrong category. But what this teaches you is that instead of perpetuating, I'm not good at accounting, I snapped myself out of the story. And there's this beautiful phrase that opens the door to a possibility. So are you guys ready for that?
Yes, we are.
That phrase is, what if? What if I can be good at accounting? So I'm not going to have a reaction that's negative to it, because I just said, what if I can be a ballerina? What if I can start my own business? What if I can start writing articles? And we're progressing with the mind. So now we said, what if I can, which means what if there is a possibility of it? And then you go next step. What if I'm good at accounting? Right? So now I'm just saying to my curious brain, which, remember, is actually pretty stupid. I'm sorry to say that. We have an inner wisdom that comes from higher consciousness, which is extremely smart, but the brain is an organ. So if you say, what if, guess what? It has to answer. Like, there's no way your brain will be like, I'm not answering that question. I'm just going to do protesting and I will not respond. The moment you say, what if, it's like, where's the data point? What does this mean? How do I find the answer? Okay, I need to come up with the answer. Oh, okay. Well, what if I'm good at accounting? Then you would do your taxes on time, right? So what ends up happening, I am snapping myself out of limiting beliefs, but not by pressing on them. I'm not judging myself. How could you be so bad in accounting? Or why it takes you so long to do the invoicing? Instead, I'm just saying, what if I could be good at it? Turns out I am freaking amazing at accounting. I just didn't know it, because I would shut my ability with just saying, I just hate it. I don't like it. I'm not good at it. Right. So just by using this phrase, what if, You give yourself an opportunity for the brain to create a new pathway, the pathway that says you can do it if you try.
Exactly. And it's just you opened up the door to that possibility. Now, we in the beginning talked about emotions and energy, and you just said, your brain is really not that smart, but there's something inner side and inner wisdom with people. Now, everything is energy. What does that really mean for everyday life?
Well, I'm glad that you asked that question, because as our quantum physicists remind us, reality is not as real as the name would say. And when we look under the microscope, we realize that what we believe to be solid, like a chair that you're sitting on or the microphone that I'm speaking to, when we look under microscope, turns out that these particles that create the reality and subparticles and quanta actually are floating in an empty space. So as Einstein told us, everything is made out of energy, and then quantum physics confirmed it further, this reality is not solid. And what that means that every emotion has its own energy and vibration. Every state of being, whether it's mental or emotional, it exudes certain vibration. And this translates to the results that we get in life and in business, because our energy precedes us. Think about it, Debbie. If you walked into a room where people quarreled, you walk into that room, there's silence, there are 5 people sitting there, and you probably can feel the tension, can't you?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. So what are you feeling? Because they're not saying anything, they're sitting in silence. But the discharge of their emotions creates this vibration in the field that each one of us can pick up, by the way, because it's proven that every human has the inner antenna, which sometimes we call intuition, but it is proven as much as having crystalline particles in our brain. So we are constantly reading each other. And what that means is that when you show up for a sales conversation or you're a speaker, before you even say anything, your vibration will communicate to the other person your internal state. So you may say, it will cost you $300 per hour, while the inner you is saying, oh, I'm afraid it's going to be too much, or, oh, this is too expensive. And the other person starts reading it. So a lot of times when we work with clients, before we fix the words, before we fix what your digital funnel looks like, we need to first address your inner being. What do you believe you deserve in life? Do you own your value? Do you own your voice? Are you comfortable being who you are? Do you own your uniqueness, your quirkiness? Because that will translate into the results you get in business.
Yeah, it does. Things slow down when you're not so happy. I know that. But, since you've been talking about the quantum field, is it really possible to create a quantum leap? Keep saying leap in life, and actually allow you to have that kind of shift happen? How can you do that?
I love quantum leaps because I geek on quantum physics to begin with.
Okay.
But let's just break it down. A lot of times people confuse quantum leap with exponential leap. If you look at the traditional way of expanding your business, it says, add 10 or 15% for revenue over last year. So that is a progressive expansion. Exponential would mean, let's just, 5x it, because that's going to be a really big growth.
Wow.
But what they are really saying is whatever you're doing now, you just have to do more. Well, at a certain point, we will run out of more. because you cannot give more time. It's still just 24 hours, allegedly, in this reality per day. And you can't speak more if you're speaking every minute of your working hour. So exponential growth actually has limit to how far you can go. Quantum leap, on the other hand, is magical. So to get a little bit scientific here, when an electron is done with certain orbit, it literally abandons it altogether. It jumps to a new one. So think of it, when we were talking about these two highways in our brain, we were not trying to fix the old pathway, the misery pathway. What I said is we're gonna build a brand new highway called Magical, right?
Mhm.
And what ends up happening is we're literally removing you from the old circumstance and put you in a new one. So the quantum leap is the fastest way to accelerate your growth, to expand your income, and really feel fulfilled along the way, because we are abandoning status quo and doing something out of ordinary. For you, out of ordinary was to launch your podcast. Right? So one day you woke up and you're like, I'm doing it. That is a quantum leap. You're going into unknown, uncharted territory, and you're walking with curiosity instead of fear. Or, oh, doomsday's coming, it's not going to work out, right? That's the old pathway talking. So when we want to create a huge change in our business, when we want to get past many income levels, you have to do something you've never done before. Because doing the same thing over and over again and expect a different result is a definition of what?
Mundane.
Insanity. Yes, it's a complete insanity. And I break it down in pure mathematics. 2 plus 2 will always equal 4. So if you want something different in your life, if you're not satisfied with 4, you want 10. Well, can you get to 10 by adding 2 plus 2? You cannot, which means one of those digits have to change. And it's precisely representing a strategy and technique that you've never done before. Maybe you're going to put yourself out there through a summit, maybe starting a nonprofit organization. Maybe it means implementing Facebook ads for your business that you've never done before. It simply means you're going to give yourself permission to step out of your current box and, just like we say, think outside of it. Do something so different, so paramount, that it will literally yank you out of the reality that you are in. And like that electron, will give you boost to jump into a brand new outcome.
Well, that's really cool. We need to wrap up, but what do you have to offer my audience today?
Oh, thank you for allowing me to share that with everyone. This is my favorite resource called 4 Ways Your Brain is Bankrupting Your Bank Account. I wrote it in a very easy and fun way, so you'll get a few laughs out of it. But I am helping you to understand what are the key ideas you're holding about how much money you can accumulate, how much money you can attract, and how you unconsciously sabotage your ability to have more prosperity and more abundance in your life. So definitely grab it. As I mentioned, it will be an easy and fast read, but quite illuminating to the ways that we unconsciously push money away.
Yeah, and so for our studio audience, you can use that QR code. For the podcast audience, you can go to https://Dagmar, Dagmar Fleming, FLEMING.com/4-way-guide to get this free offer that she's giving you. And this is a really fabulous offer, Dagmar. Thank you. Now, I'm going to have you back on my show like always. This was a really great conversation. I enjoyed it. Please stick around for closing remarks. Could you have something else you can say? Okay?
Wonderful.
Okay, thank you. Now, remember, I do revitalize people's lives in many different areas of health and mindset. I do start with your gut, and I help you with your mindset, but I can also help you with blood sugar, hormones, brain and heart, bone and joint, and immunity. I help people who are anxious up to athletes because I am guiding you to clean, toxic-free foods and high-quality essential nutrients, as well as these nutrients will help you reduce symptoms. You'll feel better, possibly even you can release additional weight like I did. That, I released additional weight of 20 pounds that got me up to 70, but it's obviously going to uplift your mood. And with my mindset coaching, I help you release that stress, emotions, emotional entanglements. And I'm there while you're reshaping your core beliefs. You are enhancing your mindset. Now, with my health optimization and weight release, your body is becoming more efficient. That is the mind-body connection that makes your heart and soul sing. So ask me about my program, 7 complimentary consultation at Debi Changes Lives. That's DebiChangesLive as in victory, es.com/linktree, LINKTREE. And when you do that, you get to know me, I get to know you, and I'll guide you to your optimum health. And it does first begin with a couple of health assessments. And the first one's actually complimentary, where you rate your symptoms the last 30 days in 4 categories of health. Some questions overlap to multiple categories. Answer them all. You'll get a baseline score. I'll review it with you. When you move forward with my services, I'll create that custom, natural, holistic strategy in the areas of mind, body, and soul. And we will monitor your progress and see how your score is doing. Now, I also have, over months, I also have 2 different body scans. I prefer to do the Vizura link because I can actually send it remotely and internationally, and it's actually gone to Australia as well as South Africa. And what is great is that this Vizura link is a transdermal optical imaging app. I send a link to your phone. You scan your face for 30 seconds. It's going directly into your skin, looking at your blood flow for energetic, functional, and emotional components in different lifestyles and health categories. I love the emotional component because that's Chinese medicine where the organ is connected to an emotion. And what's really great is that this doesn't give you a diagnosis. It gives you a wellness report of biomarkers out of range and products and services that bring them back into the range. And some services are not what I do, but I do have connections that you can find somebody. So this app, which is a transdermal optical image app, is also known as TOI. It's quite accurate. And you can look up this accuracy at pubmed.gov. Now, I do review this report with you, and it's quite intensive, and that's why it costs $75. But you're going to get a $25 credit on a program or product when you move forward. So people are really amazed what their body tells them through this scan, and you'll be too. Curious? Get that first scan done, or at least ask me questions on my consultation site. And I have many programs. These are some of them. Take Your Body Back is a 12-week weight release mindset coaching program where you're going to be using a new version of you for your success. All coaching is done on Zoom, and the first one's always private to you because you're doing health assessments, and I'm a certified HIPAA health practitioner, and all that's private. And I also give you a choice of 3 different programs. One is a natural approach to the GLP-1 with no injections. And I give you directions on what you choose. And also, go back. Also, you caught me off guard. I give you directions how to create that new version of you to drive you to success. And it will drive you with emotion and passion to achieve it. Now, with the rest of the coaching, whether it's a group or private, you will obviously be able to ask questions, celebrate your wins. I'll be showing you how to use your boards. And with your questions, I'll give you tips on health and as well as mindset. you'll become a new you. You can ask me questions on my consultation site because this program has changed. If you do it yourself for Why Fast is for You, it's an intermittent fasting program that gets your cells and body humming and turn boosts your metabolism, rich, dense nutrition, and high quality essential nutrients. And it does have a program of exercises and recipes with it. If you have any questions about this, you contact me in a consultation. If you think you need coaching, there's a 2 or 4 week program to get you going. It's up to you where you want to pay for more. You could start off with these smaller programs for mindset enhancement and health optimization, but truly those are longer term journeys and it'd be more economical with a larger program. But I can also create a custom program for you as well, but if you do the smaller programs to see where you want to land. Now, I also have some offers that are pretty new. What I hope is for women from ages of 30 to 100 who are in the pause, perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. And I had no idea I had symptoms of postmenopause. I thought I was scot-free. But there were some digestive issues that are kind of intermittent that was an issue for me. That first product in there is a probiotic made for women, and it actually really works. The second product, which is Life Balance, it's a great one to bring down some of your symptoms and also rejuvenate. It works with your telomeres, and it will help you age gracefully, so to speak. I think all women want to do that. And then this is the YGY GLP 30-day system I was talking about. It has 3 products in it as well. The first product is called Elevate. It's a liquid shot that you drink for 10 days. Next product is called Activate. It'll keep that GLP active for 20 days. And throughout the whole 30 days, you would drink Regulate, which will get toxins and waste out of your system, which the medical model didn't think about. You can ask me more questions at debbichangeslives.com/linktree. I'm still offering Debbie's coaching chats, which is a 30-minute complimentary coaching session in an intimate group setting that is survey picks based on the topics that you see on the screen. If you're my radio audience, you can email me for these topics. These meetings are 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, and you need to be registered at Debi Changes Lives. And again, that's DebiChangesLives as in Victory ES.com/chats. And you learn what my coaching is all about. Finally, learn about alternative health, services, programs, products, offers, articles, blogs, upcoming shows, and promos by subscribing to my newsletter. Again, that's at DebiChangesLives.com/radio TV show in lowercase as one word. And you get a gift, a 30-day health and mindset daily action journal where you can record your gratitudes, thoughts, feelings, emotions, food, water, supplements, and exercise you've done on a daily basis. You can track your measurements. Then you want to review it on a daily, weekly, monthly basis to see your wins and self-love, find your gaps to work on. And if you need help with that gap, contact me coaching. This is a great health and mindset awareness tool. And I am certain that you found this show educational, eye-opening, and enjoyed it. Reach out to me for my services, progress, programs, and offers, and reach out to Dagmar for her services and offers as well as programs. Do we have some time for Dagmar to come back?
Well, thank you, Debbie. I am eagerly awaiting potential Visana scan for myself. That looks intriguing.
Okay. Yeah, the Hope system. Yeah. That's going to be. It really helps you. When you protect your telomeres, you're going to age gracefully. So, it's just something that's really a great product to utilize. And I was using it all complete, and I decided to just go with a probiotic for now. But there's other products that have telomeres that I have. So, they help protect the telomeres. So, you really have been a great guest. Is there anything else you want to say?
Well, thank you, Debbie. I really enjoyed our conversation, and I want to encourage our listeners to be a little bit more relaxed about the whole personal development journey. Sometimes we can be so eager to improve and fix something that it becomes a drug. So approach your own journey with curiosity, with fun, with asking yourself these questions like what if or why not, and just dive in, because there is so much to every single human being that we rarely explore by simply shutting down the opportunity before it even occurred. So be back like a little kid that is going to open the door where you probably know you shouldn't, but you're going to explore something you've never known before or had access to. And if the experience is not pleasant, guess what? You can always close that door again. But what if it actually leads you to something so fabulous and so amazing that you will actually surprise yourself? So have fun with it.
It's just like Christmas. Anyway.
It's like Christmas. Open the box.
Exactly. So thank you for being my guest. I'm going to close down the show. So continue to enjoy my radio and TV show, Debi Changes Lives, on Thursdays at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, where your holistic journey begins.